we are back with round 4.
Yep, round 4 this time.
Yeah, big one here. Reese on the left, Alex on the right, and I can already see Mrs. Reese in the chat. Thank you for joining us as always.
Cheering on Reese or cheering on Alex? Which one? I wonder.
Yeah, so we have got Earth Wind versus Earth Water, and I think it's Chaos Arc as well.
I'm very curious to see what both of these decks will be, because I can't say I know what's in them per se.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not sure if this might be like Reese playing Earthwind Storm with, like, say, Tilica backup, but...
Well, that is a good shout. Yeah, that Tilica backup can be pretty good once it starts going.
So, we are pretty much ready to go. Shuffle up.
Going for the dice roll. Timer's not yet started, so...
And again, greetings as well to you, Emo Tempest. Thank you again for joining us.
You beat Reed, pro already.
Absolutely, like, just retire from the game now, you're undefeated.
Just take his ticket to any of the events and win for it.
Yeah. Clearly, you're sending round the wrong Reese. We need Mrs. Reese here, because she seems better.
Looks like they're drawing the mulligans.
So,
I see...
Toto already in hand.
Is that Thornton I see as well, or is it something else? Une?
Yeah. There we go.
If your only backup is potentially a Shantoto in hand, don't think you can keep that. Unless you know what you're playing against.
Not great yet, so give them the thumbs up.
See, I'll run over when it hits 30. And
they'll be fine.
Okay.
They'll be fine.
Win ratio is amazing, 1-0.
Yeah, I mean, you go to Euros. Well, I sadly won't be there unless they ask me to commentate. So
I think you're right with the arc, because there's one in hand. So
yeah,
playing Cryo, getting Mist Dragon back, I imagine it'll be just a pass there.
Yeah,
Cryo is very good. We've seen a lot of it today. Just add a Cat 5 forward back to hand, specifically forward,
or
summon any summon. Yeah,
I mean, it seems pretty.
And an
strong.
expert, so what's not to love?
Yeah, so now we effectively got the backup for 2. But Reese answering with a
Polka. So search any Earth forward. I believe is that one. I'm not an Earth player.
Yeah, no, just search an Earth forward. You're completely right. There is also the 2-drop one where you can like discard the cards and it does the power. But a Kolkura's payment is pretty nice.
There's a Nact in hand as well, but I think it's probably a bit too slow to play that next turn.
So Earthwind with
I don't know what Wind Warriors of Darkness there will be, unless he isn't just playing the Diane and the Alba just as a precaution.
Yeah,
it's Lightning CP, so again you can play that cloud that everybody seems to like slotting into decks.
And it looked like I saw Yuffie in the deck as well, because Yuffie putting in a lot of work, especially.
Yes.
I will say I had it in my soiree list, and it was did me pretty good on Saturday.
So digging with the Astrologian here, a very nice one in that you do also get to put a card at the top of the deck, not just the bottom. So you can line up those EX bursts if you're about to get swung at.
Yeah. Now, unfortunately, Alex didn't get back the Kusif to put there, but he has also discarded a
Moogle.
Yes.
So draw 2, discard 1, or the other order, discard 1, draw 2.
Because there's either that or it's Poo-Poo, which also kind of does the same, right? But
I know, speaking to Reese earlier, he's running a lot of 5-drops in this deck because there's a 5-cost wall that protects them all, other than himself. So Vieira, the wind version of a similar effect, but you draw 2, keep 1, 1 goes to the bottom. Not quite as good, but you can pay 2, you can pay 1 and tap to do it again later on in the game.
Yeah, just helping Reese dig that a little bit here. Could be an awfully interesting list. Also seeing that Legend Estola, love that card. Awfully tricky because protecting your board when someone goes, haha, Shantato.
Becoming so much more prevalent, things like that, the cancel auto ability, same with like Aqua Terrasu, seeing a lot more play in water decks.
Big shout out to Steve D playing a Bats list with both Amaterasu and the Leviathan in it.
You wish to do any auto abilities? No. 6 from Infilia, not a card you see too often. It does get you 2 characters back.
Yeah. Okay, so he is going after the storms.
Is Alex going to do the Mist Dragon on top, or is he's letting that go through? I'm not sure.
Yeah, surprised on that one, because you could have really stripped away some resources there, but then again, he would have also had to discard for
pay 2 and then the Mist Dragon, maybe just likes too much what he had in hand, so Reese getting back the Noctis, which he can play next turn.
Yeah.
Curious what targets you'll have in the deck, I assume.
Probably Ignis.
The Ignis. I wonder if the Gladio is in there as well. I do like that Gladio because he is quite big on entry.
Yeah, but I don't think it really adds much more to the deck. Again, this is a deck I've not seen yet, so interested to see what comes out of it. But Rydia from Alex going after the Ico and the Mist Dragon.
So the Ico puts a summon in the break zone, so probably a good way of moving Arc, but then you with Reese playing Earth, the chances are there's probably Mist Dragons on Reese's side as well.
Yeah, exactly. Again, though, he's now got 2 Mist Dragons in hand, which could be pretty big, but both playing kind of on the expensive side of backups.
Alex knows where all of his Mist Dragons are at this point.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is quite helpful, but...
Wow, and there's the Arc getting discarded at end of turn by the looks of things.
Yeah, just sticking 5 in hand and discard the Arc.
So definitely Chaos Arc at some point by the looks of things. Nice slow game here. There's the Diana.
So paying 5 for Tyro, search a 4 that you want. Is it now that you start grabbing the Nact, or do you go for one of your 5-drop forwards now? I know there's Yuffie in there. I think I did just spot one of the Gladios. There's the wall I mentioned earlier, which looks to be the target.
You know,
Yep, that is the target.
I don't hate as well an Unai potentially as sooner rather than later as well, because as much as Reese doesn't have the summons in the bin yet, just bouncing some of these expensive backups that Alex has would be a great hit.
Making it 2 cheaper is nice, but not a requirement. Like, you're still relatively happy to pay 6 for that card in a lot of cases.
Yeah, exactly. But
so Noctis, Y'shtola, and 2 cards in hand. I'm not sure what they are. I think Reese has still got is that Shantoto? See glimpses of.
now it looks like we've just drawn a Garnet and a Rydia.
So Ico does it put something from the deck into the break zone, or I'm trying to remember exactly what that card does.
It does
see
this.
Too much play at the moment.
Search for a summon?
Yes,
Yep.
any summon you want and put it into the break zone. So I think that's going to be
Yeah,
another arc.
wow, another arc. Like, this is dangerous because obviously Alex is against Earth. Mist Dragon is just as prevalent, on in his opponent's hand as it is in his own.
Is it just also a case of if they go, they go? He doesn't feel like he needs them this game.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that Chaos could potentially be kind of cheap.
Discard for turn again.
Yeah, it looks like Alex sat on a full clutch of cards and he's not.
Everything he wants in hand, but doesn't want to play them yet.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a Garnet, Unai, Shantoto, and 2 unknowns at this point.
Mist Dragon, one of them as well. So yeah,
That was both, wasn't it? Because he has 2 in hand, yeah.
Yeah. So he is sitting pretty
They're
easy.
both just playing a backup ramp game, but I don't know who this favours because I just don't know the decks well.
No, I've not seen this this deck that Reese is running here at the moment. So interesting one so far.
That's a
To be honest, that
7
wow,
for
okay,
Goddess.
the Goddess. Now
that
that's
does strip the break zone.
not one I've seen played like.
So it has nothing to put the Doom counters on, but at the end of, I think it's your opponent's turns, his next opponent's turn, it clears out the break zone. When the Goddess enters the field, at the end of your opponent's turn, break will forward opponent controls. Doom counter is the end of each of your turns, remove. Oh, at the end of your turns. Ooh, so there's a limited amount of time that Alex can be able to play around with his break zone here. And there's the Tilka.
Yeah.
So making everything cheaper by 1 if it taps. It's a really, really good effect.
That's going to be a massive hit against Alex here. 2 Arcs gone, a Mist Dragon gone.
So at most now, you've got 1 arc left to do. There's obviously been no chaoses seen yet.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, it could also be a good steal here if we just take the Goddess. Like.
Yeah, it is. But to be fair, Reese has only actually got 2 colours up. So that chaos isn't the cheapest thing in the world.
That's why I don't hate the discard of the Shantato, because that is one of the ways you combat like Chaos Arc, is that you just don't play anything that makes
I'm
it
just
cheaper.
not going to make it really cheap.
Yeah, or free.
Or
you don't want it free.
Yeah.
But,
so what's Alex thinking of here? Obviously, he's not really ever going to be able to make that Unai cheaper for a little while unless he's got 2 summons. I think that's a Okutarasu I see in hand. I do love the fact that it's got that name.
like, I mean, again, you could pay 6 for the Unai here, put the Goddess back up, and probably the Tiligo, I guess. And you're probably alright with it.
So tapping to. I've got too many cards in hand. I'm not used to people having 5 in hand at the end of every turn. Makes it hard to tell what they've got. So there's definitely still some Mist Dragons. I wouldn't be against seeing the Garnet or the discarding the Garnet. Okay. Fiend. So damage 1 that just damage 0 that just cancels the first summon each turn.
Yeah, exactly.
And as you hit damage 3 and 5, it gets quite a few more effects. Damage 5, I think, is the real one where it stops taking damage less its power, but obviously damage 3 is nice where it cancels the abilities to target it.
Interesting to see more of these Warring Triads being played as well, because not something that we usually see too much of, especially the Goddess, but the Fiend also kind of dropped off in popularity a bit.
Yeah, the Demon will consistently see play. It's one of Fire's best board wipes, but the other two read really well, but just didn't quite seem to fit in. But I suppose as people are playing more of these multicolour decks, especially with your LBs, LB decks that are lying around, you get a lot more options now.
Yeah.
It's a very slow game so far. They've used up almost 10 minutes of their time.
Yeah. Well, Calgary's saying that like Chaos Act should eat this, but those 2 acts are gone. We're only looking at 1 left in deck now, and I don't think we're going to see Chaos Act played all that much.
So first point of damage goes through. Alex having taken 1.
First blood going to Reese.
Nothing, no EXs. I wonder how many EXs are in each of these decks as well, because from what they've played so far, there's not too many.
No, exactly. We've still got a Chantara in hand on Alex's side, and he does have the other act.
I think that's probably what he's keeping his 5th backup slot for, but I just don't think Reese has a reason to build that big of a board.
No, exactly. I mean, he has the Tilica activation to make stuff...
There's another remove from game there. No, it's only on entry, isn't it?
Well, let's find out.
If you quickly do it, I'll go and run over once we've got it up.
It is...
When enters the field at the end of your opponent's turn, at the end of each of your turn, it is individual.
So yeah.
It's got a delayed auto, an auto.
Yeah.
And then,
like this thing could be kind of spicy, but
7 drop 9k isn't the easiest thing to remove either.
No, but Alex firing back with a Fiend attack, hitting Cecil.
Yeah, thing you always like to see. Makes you have to pay more for any effect you want to cast.
Yeah.
Horrible card, especially if you're a fire or an ice player.
Like, Alex needs to be careful here because he can't keep discarding for end of turn, especially with.
If he's got another arc, do you just pay the 9 and hard cast it at this point?
I mean, that could be pretty brutal.
Break a forward and your opponent discards. I don't know if Reese would have any ways of saving the Goddess. Mist Dragon's not going to cancel it.
No.
Can't think of what else he would.
And I highly doubt you want to Chocobo that back if it's running Chocobo. But
come on, Reese, move your left hand. I want to see what's in you. I want to see what's in there.
Do the stream early.
So is that a Porum? That's a different Porum to one I've normally seen, but it is a forward.
So that is like, look at the top 4 or 5 cards and add 1. It's pretty nice. It's not bad as an EX.
So 9 Hecaton share for that Porum. Now you get to get it up for me to see. So it's definitely looking at cards. So 3 water cards I saw there: Cuculain, Thordan, and something else.
Yeah, and just add 1 of them, and you get to look as well. So no knowledge going to your opponent.
Yes, there have been look effects since Opus 5. I thought they were a relatively new thing.
Oh no, yeah, that's why I was quite surprised. There were a lot of good Porums, but it's really surprising this one didn't see a bit more play.
So the Moogle coming in, I think it is draw 2, discard 1, which I imagine Alex is going to do now. Yep, gets rid of a second Porum that he just drew. But I wonder if this is going to be a game that potentially just goes to deck out as opposed to damage.
I mean, potentially. But if this is kind of like an Earthwind sort of storm thing here...
It's just getting all set up. But Reese cracking the Vieira.
So, gonna look at 2 cards.
1 to hand, 1 to the bottom of the deck.
Yeah.
Shame I couldn't see what they were.
Nah, we ain't got X-ray vision around here, sorry guys. But now... Reese left with no win backup there, but he does at least have the Tyro.
Yeah. And the reduced cost from Tilica is...
And he's just pulled...
Is that Noctis, I see?
Well, he's pulled the Yuffie as well.
Well, that could be a good thing to have.
Yeah, I mean, you could make it cost 4 here.
Yes.
If you use the Tilica, but...
Well, it's a free swing for the Goddess, basically, every turn at that point, because it reactivates all your fields.
Yeah, exactly. And unless,
Ignis in hand as well. You don't really want to break a backup at this point.
So there's the Ignis.
this the Noctis coming in? Or it is the Noctis coming in? So you get a free search of a retainer.
And it looks like the Ignis is probably not searchable. I can't see there being...
I think I did see a Gladio when he was skirting through his deck. I do really like this Noctis. Search any retainer. Shame there's not many more backups of them. But doing damage from any wind or earth forward that hits the field just to another forward is really good. And yeah, it's the Gladio. So just be a 9k on entry.
Yeah, but again, enough to kill both
But it does
forwards.
only cost 2 because of the Noctis on field.
Could have in theory costed 1 as well, which is even
Effect,
more disgusting.
Yeah, for a body like that, it's definitely a good one.
So we're going to shoot the Fiend. Not a bad play because...
He's now a bit more able to play summons. I think that's an Iris he's got in hand as win CP as well, so I know that reactivates when there's Cap 15 cards played, but probably a bit late to play that as a backup now.
Yeah. I think, to be honest, you could probably just attack and pass and be okay here.
Yeah, so you get the one swing with the Goddess, and then next turn you can play the Yuffie, and you're kind of just
winning,
going all in at that point.
I think that's a big discard. There's the Iris.
Okay.
Big discard, but in theory now we probably see the block with Porum and Shantato. So
discussion going on here, but not too sure what was about the Iris.
So activate 15 forwards.
That's a good protection effect because it affects anything.
Yeah, and also hits a chaos on damage too.
So we're down to the third art, which we know is in hand, and then 1 or 2 more chaoses in deck, but we don't know.
I'm very
when Alex might see these.
Yeah, I'm very shocked that we didn't see a block with the Porum, seeing as though we know we have Shantato in hand. Very shocked by that.
I guess he's just not sure if he's going to play it. I think you have to, but...
Unless he thinks he might be able to squeak through a second point of damage and like Reese just goes, I won't block. But
I don't think with this board state you can, but I think Reese, even if he gets board cleared here, I don't think Reese is unhappy because he's still got the Euphies in hand.
No, and I think he's also got a Kusif, so like he can get that other Yuffie back.
Yes.
So that's pretty nice.
Tapping 3. I think, here comes the Shantota. Unai being pitched, okay, for the Shantoto, but 2 ways he can... one way he can pay for any colour now, so he's basically equal on backups, 2 earth, 2 water, and then 1 anything. But
again, like if you're gonna play that, why aren't you taking that block?
Yeah, no, you are probably right. It was unless there's a bunch of EX in the deck, if there's like 20 or so. But I think losing Chaos is a big one.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if this is like a list that runs just 2 Chaos or whether it runs 3. Being as though we've seen 3 arc, it's potentially 3 Chaos, but...
What's Reese thinking of here? I'd probably go into the Yuffie, but I think he's got one of the walls in hand as well.
Oh, what do we got? We have been delivered a message. Yes, we already know. Thank you, Cloutman. Apparently, if Reese wins this, which we already knew, there will be a round 5.
Round, yeah.
But
he is definitely looking the stronger board state at the moment.
Yeah. And not to show my biasness or anything, but Alex, come on, man. I want to go home. Like, I'm tired. I'm a sleepy boy. But no.
Just a pass. Reese just drawing 2 and doing nothing. Okay.
Interesting. I couldn't really see what's in the hand, but again,
there's a Yuffie and a wall, and those are the only 2 cards I've seen.
Yeah, and I mean, at least we know that. I believe there's a Kusith in there, so probably gets the other Yuffie back.
So playing a Leo and drawing after he pays the 3 CP.
Do we get a Leo pass? Because that's strong these days, right?
Why is that a turn that people seem to be happy doing?
Because it's a forward and you get to draw. Why would you not?
So Astrologian and Iridia drew. Is that another Amaterasu? I think it is. So discard a Shantota for end of turn. This is an interesting game.
This is by far the most gentlemanly game I think we've ever had at Final Fantasy.
They're not doing anything to talk about.
No, but end of turn.
Kusif back.
Kusif, and we're going to miss Dragon that break zone. I don't even care what you're targeting, says Alex. I'm just going to get rid of it.
Yep. You could have chosen something I don't even care about, but it's going anyway.
It was probably the Yuffie though,
yes,
right?
That would be
Let's be fair.
So what has he drew here? Still can't really see. Just have to See what he plays. Tilka's not done the reduce effect yet, which I'm surprised at.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it's going to do so now either. So 2 for a prompter. So it does seem to be the regular retainers package.
Yeah, I'm surprised with this one.
Doesn't do anything unless you've got Noctis on field, in which case he gains haste, and then Gladio and Prompto means he just like draws 2 cards.
Yeah.
Ignis, I mean.
That's pretty crazy. But now,
And then a pass straight over to Alex.
yeah, but Alex now sat on 5 backups, and here comes Une finally.
Okay, so tapping 4, I'm going to be reducing. Actually, I don't know if he's got 2 summons in break, so he is having to pay 6 for this.
I think that's fine, because you just want to get that Mist Dragon back, and it does look like we're tagged in the Tilica as well.
Bouncing Tilica and Prompto. It's got a little bit more blurry there.
Oof, okay, we do see a Mist Dragon in Alex's hand. We'll probably, get rid of the Break Zone now. No summon recursion from on Alex's side.
Do you not bounce the Tyro here just to stop you being able to play those lightning cards?
No.
I suppose it does let you search on it.
Yeah, and Tilica's effect can be massive, because eventually, like, Reese can just pop off.
Yes. Or is it, and he can never do it the turn it gets played, it always
Yeah.
has to be the subsequent turn.
So,
Alex building up a bit more of a board state that has forwards in it, so we can start potentially swinging for some damage, but there's not much break zone to play with now because both players are running Mist Dragons.
well, that's it, especially when you Kusith the X, and oh, look, no tag, it's sad.
I always love doing that. First turn Irvine, rip your opponent's break zone out, hit the Kusith and go, ah, well.
Oh, that's right, you're one of these evil people that plays 50 card forward deck nastiness.
Not always. Just, when I want to do well.
Just most of the time.
Sometimes.
Hey, it got you a top cut, so that's...
It did. It was a...
Boo this man, everyone. Boo this man. 50 forwards in a deck. Blah.
They're the only cards you need. That's how you win games. You do damage.
Sure. Anyway, nice slow turns. Still going on. Tilica back down.
And Minfilia into...
The
wall here, okay. So this... It's got a huge amount of text, and I don't remember all of it. So I know it protects...
This one.
5, so it's reduced by 1 for each character of cost 5 or more you control. So it would only have cost 3.
Yep.
Which makes sense. Forwards of cost 5 or more other than wall can't be chosen, and when a character... when you play one, you draw 5. You draw 1 when you play a character. 5 or more, you draw 1. Yeah. And playing a Glaives, that does give him a draw here. I do like... He's a pretty big body, 9k.
9k and get something back.
Brave, only on leaving
Yes.
though, which is the downside of him.
But it's whether there'll be anything there to get back is also a big thing. Because as we said, we've had the Mist Dragons already go off on each side. So
Une's not really going to have a lot of targets here either to be a tap effect for, so mostly going to have to be something that...
I mean, unless we just start casting stuff willy-nilly...
6-drop Leviathan, so there's a Chaos.
Oh,
so
pow!
Stacking on the arc because it has to be the wall. So
Mist Dragon does nothing. You've got a total there, but...
Can you protect it here with the Iris? I can't remember if that's just abilities or if it includes summons. Because if so, that's big protection. Only abilities.
Oof.
And Chaos is obviously you selecting, not the person who cast it, so that doesn't get around it.
I'm quite surprised that we went after the wall here.
You have to.
I suppose you don't want him to get anything back.
Well, the wall, you have to target the wall. The
Okay.
glaive can't be targeted while the wall's on field.
Oh, of course, yeah, of course.
Because it's 5 or more. So yeah, he has to arc the wall. And it's another brave body. He's going to steal to his own field.
Yeah. It's going to be a discard 2 as
Discarding
well.
2 could be quite rough here. I don't think Reese has got anything in hand that can protect this.
No, it was a Mist Dragon, a Shantotto, and something else I didn't see.
But this may have to be... Keeps the Shantoto if possible, and then just plays it next turn.
Yeah.
For a board clear.
Didn't see what was discarded though.
So an Iris and I think a Mist Dragon below.
Okay.
I see a purplish background, so that leads me to think it's a Mist Dragon.
I think you're right. Hit another knocked on the damage.
So that's 1 left in deck, because I think 1 got RFG'd earlier on.
And now we've got the Une on stack. Get back the arc, fire it off again. The issue that we got though is like Reese will need to try and get rid of one of these backups if he wants to play the Toto. And
is there anything he can even break to play Toto? I think Iris has got a break effect.
Yeah, can it target your
opponents? But I think you
though?
need a forge, if you can only do it on your own forwards. Choose one forward. Okay.
So yeah, you could target one of your
opponents and then play a Shantoto on top of this.
Feels bad though, right? It doesn't feel great, but you're staring down lethal.
I think you have to. Yeah. Because if you play any forwards, Unai's just going to tap, grab an arc, and then go.
Yeah.
Break this.
Well, we've got Paul McAvoy and CJ overlooking the game.
It's 5 minutes left, so.
Oh no!
Just over 5 minutes.
6.5 minutes we got.
I have to see what happens here. So.
Yeah,
playing one or cracking the Iris? I think you have to crack it.
I think you're mad if you don't do this.
Maybe he thinks it's one of his.
He's got knocked there though. Maybe he's thinking he can kind of match with the forwards here.
But the Unai will just grab you back the arc and then kill you before you get to combat.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so targeting the Leo.
Yeah.
Just double checking now, but yes, it does say that choose one forward.
Yeah, and here we go. Oh, no.
I mean, you can just do it the same way, right? You can tap the Tilica.
Yeah, so Shantato coming out, I don't think...
That is his whole hand, though.
It's the only way you stay in the game.
Yeah, you have to do it, but... so Unai using the effect to get back...
Yeah,
it's got maybe arc, just in case you... So does this mean he does have a third Chaos? Or he's expecting to see a Q-Sif to be able to get that Chaos back?
Or is he running like a little Leela so that it costs 4?
Yeah, because it is the same as hard casting it, so there's no downside to do it that way. Both players haven't played Shantoto though, so...
Yeah, this...
Alex, if he draws another Chaos, is just looking happy.
Oh, another Unai. Let's bounce the Tilica again.
Yeah.
Looks like that board wipe did not really slow Alex down enough.
A Q-Sif and a Leviathan in break you can add back, which are not terrible targets, especially with 5 backups. Like, you'll happily play that Leviathan, I think, for a bounce and a Riad.
Well, that's it. Riad the Kukulane, you've got the Toto up so you can pay the 1 for it as well. That could be pretty cool. But still got to wait that turn before we can use that tap effect.
Not sure what Reese is really going to draw here to be able to swing him back in. I think he may be regretting not having played that Yuffie he had a lot earlier, because it just is extra points of damage you would have got through.
Yeah, not just that. I think he also had the S effect, right? So
because he did pitch one, and I'm pretty sure he had another one in hand.
Yeah. So plays the Tilica back out. He can go to 4 damage. He's not under a huge amount of pressure yet.
Unai's always that awkward one of does it actually attack, because it always just also wants to get summoned back. But no, it's going for the swing. Tyro, search for it.
But you know what's crazy is that obviously we haven't
these
seen...
decks are getting very thin though.
Yeah, and this Tilica hasn't really like...
I don't think it's ever used its reduction effect.
No, maybe that was sort of where we kind of went wrong there. Maybe he should have used it, paid 4 for the Yuffie, and he's in a different position.
Yes.
I mean, I suppose then we did see the Toto, so like swings and roundabouts, but...
So Ignis here can get rid of the Une. Which backup do you break here? Is it the Toto to prevent Chaos being free?
Probably is. I'd say that is the right call, because we don't know if there's a third.
What good targets do you have that you add back? Do you add back Nact? But nothing else from Alex, just passing. All 5 backups up, so you've got to wonder if he has another Mist Dragon in hand.
Surges now could be pretty big though. Freeze that Une. Are we seeing the Tilica effect here?
Looks like we're seeing the Tilica effect for the first time.
Oh, he's got Yuffie. So Yuffie costing 4. That could be a tricky one to deal with. But we have got Arc. Do you like hard cast it before it reactivates? Just to get rid of it.
With the hand size and having all 5 backups up, there's no reason not to. Because Yuffie is such a problem otherwise. Protection lasts so long.
Yeah. Awful quiet in the chat all of a sudden. There's a lot of calls. We're not seeing Mrs. Reese join us or anything. Oh, is it just not showing on our screens?
I'm not sure. I think mine might be from a while ago. Oh, I've disconnected from chat, to be honest.
Well, what good are you?
I'm here commentating with you. Oh no, they've been chatting until...
Oh yeah, we first blood, yeah. No one wants to speak to us anymore.
Oh, Mrs. Reese is still here.
Good, you best be adult.
Breaking the Polka, but cancelling the altar.
Probably the break effect would be my guess.
So
Yeah,
you cancel after the card goes to break zone.
But it is 2 separate effects, so he still gets the return. I think you might want to run over for that one. Let me just double check.
Yeah, what does Ignis?
Because it should be 2 separate.
When Ignis spins field, you may put one back up your control and break it. When you do so, choose one for break it.
Yeah, it's 2 separate effects. Go. It's not a maze, so. And there's a Yuffie as well. But hold up. Jack just giving him the good news because Reese will probably like that extra card.
First.
Oh, okay, so fair.
Apparently there was, yeah.
So we missed that one. Kukulane was done on the top.
And then, Aquaterracio on top afterwards, so it doesn't get the backup going.
Oh, and there's Aquaterracio, so no stand-up on the Yuffie. And then hits a Thordan. Alex just never punished. And there's that last Chaos. This is... Oh, that Yuffie's going to get stolen.
We know there's a... Is there an Arc in hand?
Yeah, there's still an Arc.
Yeah, you're going to take the Yuffie.
And we didn't get rid of the Shantato, so that Chaos is free. And we love free things around here.
It's kind of a shame you've done the Aquaterracio on the Yuffie now, because if you knew you were going to get the Chaos, you just get it with haste and swing back.
Yeah. Like, Anna couldn't have been targeted either.
Yeah, because it still keeps the protection.
Oh, that could be a mistake from Alex.
He doesn't know what the X-Burst is going to be before he stops the effect. You don't even need to tap for the Chaos because there's a Shantato.
Whoa now.
Yeah, no,
you don't just give me the Ignis.
I've got things to put on the stack.
I don't want that around. I want you to have no cards, and I just want your Yuffie.
Yeah.
Yunk.
I think this is probably game now for Alex.
Reese,
they're about to hit turn 0.
Reese pitching a beauty, but sadly just coming up short. Alex just managing just to keep slightly ahead. I think
be Leo for fun.
No, Matt, give him Brave. Okay. So Unai can now get back that arc and still attack.
So only Unai can attack this turn.
Yeah. But you got the arc.
Everything you need, Jack. You need to pay for.
I think, sadly, Reese is not going to see the end of this game in a way that he's going to hope for it. The deck looking awful thin.
Yeah, I think they've gone pretty much to time. That's turn 0 now.
Yeah. So, and this...
But with the arcs being casted a couple of times, I think Reese just took too much damage from discard. They both took a while to set up and played the long game, but I think it just seemed to fall into Alex's favour. I think Chaos Arc just showing what it can do in a long game like that. It's just brutal.
Mrs. Reese calling for the no, but maybe Mrs. Reese, you should just come down and play. Show him how it's done.
Because Reese can't even do the LB Shantoto here because Shantoto's on field.
No, nothing's breakable by a cloud. Surgis, I suppose, keeps the Yuffie down, but
it is targetable again now. Yeah.
I suppose then the problem is though, no matter what LB you play, you just get back the arc, blow it up, and move on with your day.
Yeah, before you end your turn, Unai's always getting the arc back. Or to be fair, it can do it in response to anything that Reese does.
Yeah, no, Alex had just the right EX burst when he needed it. That Thordan a massive hit. Because obviously got him his last Chaos, and while the Unai was there, that arc just being recurable, huge.
So paying 4. It's playing Matt here then, I guess?
No, can't play the Toto, sorry, brother Reese.
It would have been the thing you probably really wanted to play here.
Again, shocked he didn't get rid of the Shantoto with the Ignis. Really shocked by that, because not only did they make the Chaos
chose
free...
the Kolko, which...
Yeah.
I know the Kolka you'd like to replay, but I think the Shantoto just gives Alex way too much advantage.
Yeah, I mean, look at what a different game it would have been.
So
Chaos wouldn't have been free, and also we would have been able to play LB Shantato, but I think...
Yeah, on the stack of the Noctis here, just...
Yeah, give me the arc, blow that up, let's move on. Nothing left.
So you still get to search a retainer, but I don't think there's any left in the deck based on that. And you've discarded your hand, so I think that's game there.
Are there EXs enough to finish and stop this? I don't think there is.
Even if there are, Unai can be reactivated again because of the Yuffie.
Yeah. 1, there's the Yuffie. Coming in for damage, 7. Good game, well played.
It was a very back and forth one, but
sadly because Reese lost, there will no round 5. So Alex taking the win tonight, I believe.
These the top 2 players? Or
No, actually, no. I think there's another XO that would be winning ahead of Alex because Alex was 2-1.
Okay.
It was just Reese needed to go XO in order to play off for the 5th.
Two XOs,
Sure.
yeah.
But let's do a quick be right back and let's get Alex over here to talk through that game. And guys, we'll be back with you shortly. And there he is, the winner of absolutely brutal victory of round 4. Alex, man, it just felt like that Thoden was massive.
Yeah, I finding the second chaos was pretty big. Yeah, it's kind of what I was digging for because once I think I have that arc in hand plus with Unai, like it's very difficult to get out of that lock.
Did also really love the whole here's my chaos. Ignis. Oh no! I want that.
I don't want that.
I want the Yuffie.
I want the
I don't
Yuffie.
care if it's not active. What? Questioner, why did you Aquaterastro it? I know you didn't know what the X-Burst was. Was it just to be safe?
It was to be safe because if it remains as a 9k that I can target, I can potentially draw chaos and then I can kill it if I need to.
Yeah.
If I draw chaos, I'm going to try and steal it anyway. But there's every chance that he then plays like a Leo or something out of break zone to kind of get around the chaos. And if he's doing that, then I want to make sure that the Stoller is dead because the Stoller is then just going to be able to attack over me the whole time and pressure me. When I've only got like 5 cards left in deck, I can't really risk that.
Sure.
Some very interesting early turns, just discarding for turn and keeping everything going.
Yeah, well, that's kind
Didn't
of the
feel like
way.
you need anything?
No, it's an interesting kind of dynamic because my deck is the more controlling of the two, and I'm very much more reactive in what Reese is doing. So if he's playing the forwards, then I'm going to be trying to either Chaos Arc them or unite them. But if he's just saying draw go, then that's kind of fine with me because I'm able to sculpt the hand a little bit more, try and time the Mist Dragon to stop the recursion when I can, and then finding the 2 Leviathan that can cancel auto is really useful as well.
Do you think it was like a big impact to the game that he didn't Ignis the Shantato away as well? Because in theory he could have obviously LB'd.
Yeah, it was something that like once he'd played that, and I was like, well, he hasn't played the Limit Break yet, so I still have to be wary of that. When the Ignis didn't break it, which is
Just sat there going.
exactly, yeah. So it's like now I can kind of deploy without any kind of risk of just being swept up again. Because the danger is that he does that chance for a second time, I'm just out of any forwards that can win the game. So.
Well, that was it because we were looking real thin on both sides of the thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Not sure what you had.
Total worry seeing that goddess early, getting rid of 2 of the arcs.
That's a strange one, right?
Yeah, that was a bit rough. But at the same time, if he's playing it for kind of no immediate value, being able to wipe my forwards, it's at least like it's
just breaks everything.
exactly, which is good. Don't get me wrong, that is tough. And I was like, well, I need to kind of deal with this quickly. Otherwise, if I'd lost that 3rd arc, then the game I think is probably over at that point.
Well, again, massive victory, guys. We are going to wrap up there. Again, we're close to 500 likes on the YouTube, so give us a big like and subscribe because we just want to bring you more stuff. And again, we've got Newport on Saturday. We'll bring you a little update after that, I'm sure. But in the meantime, guys, stay frosty. We're out of here. We will catch you next week.
Have a good one. Bye.